So talk a little bit about, well, maybe first you can talk about the framework, because I know it's not just the Wild West out there. There are certain limitations, certain structures are in. So let's talk about the structures that all capital raise come in, and then we can talk about some of the creative ways that we can raise money.
Yep, sure. So just the fundamental rule around raising capital. So if you're asking a third party, somebody else, to give you money and you're promising to return them more money in exchange for that money, I don't care what name you put on it. I don't care if you call it common stock or preferred stock or a promissory note or a revenue share or special ice cream flavor of the month. If you're asking them to do that, then you're usually more likely than not offering a security to someone. So, and when you do that, the fundamental rules are no matter how big the offering is, no matter who you're trying to take the money from, if you are offering and selling a security, you need to either register the sale of that security with regulators, the Security Exchange Commission, and sometimes state regulators, or find an exemption from that registration requirement. Okay, that is the key rule. And most of the time, companies like the ones that we're talking to today don't want to file an S1 with the SEC and go public. They want to bring their money into their company, stay private, not be subject to SEC scrutiny or all the myriad of rules. So we are now in the world of trying to find that magic exemption that you can use to bring the capital in. And one of the things that's really changed in the past almost decade is that the way you can do it, there 10 years ago, there was basically one way that everybody raised capital, and that was by doing a private placement to wealthy, sophisticated, experienced investors known as accredited investors. And that was really the only way you could do it as a private company. You couldn't advertise your deal. You couldn't bring in people who weren't otherwise meeting those categories. That was it. So it made it much harder for many companies to find the capital that they needed to grow. Now, for a whole bunch of reasons, there's a lot more paths. You don't have to follow just that one path. And one of the things that Jim and I help people do is assess the different paths and figure out which path to follow depending on what their objectives are today.